Upstairs, she's upstairs.
Live. Oh my goodness. I need to try to not yawn. How's it going? Those are my shoulders. I cracked. I was just stretching. I'm old, Devin. Cracking my shoulders. You thought it was my hands that cracked?
Yeah.
No.
If it's your shoulders. Wow. That did not sound healthy.
What? That happens all the time. It's normal.
It's not really normal.
Judgment from the children always. It's not unnormal. I'm just stretching.
Stretching. Oh. Like,
So much judgment, Devin. Are you coming in here? What's up, Adrian? How's it going, chica? I haven't seen you in forever. I feel like so disconnected from all my YouTube friends haven't been on all the lives, haven't been on my own lives.
Hey, Mom, can I get Sprite or
Hey,
water?
Kirsten.
Can I get Sprite or water?
No, Devin, you may not drink a beverage in the house. Go ahead. They're in the fridge. God.
Better than me just bringing beer over here. Like, hey.
Oh my goodness. Are you coming to hang out with us? Chloe? The teenagers are in the background. They're just they're not on screen, but I'm talking to my live. Chloe? Yeah, it's super busy and I haven't posted a video in weeks probably. And I just feel crazy disconnected. Finally, hey Patty, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I know. I'm glad I get to keep up with you. You're way better about posting videos, Kirsten, than I am. I'm awful at it. But we have had, hey, my life is Kendall. How's it going tonight? We've had crappy weather. Like, it is still too cold to be planting, like, anything besides peas. Patty, I did plant my poppies, like, very early on when it was still cold, like you said. And now I have, like, a million tiny poppies coming up. So I am really excited for that. So thank you for the advice. Hey, Eva, how's it going tonight? I hope you're doing well over there. I was just talking about our lovely weather. I don't know what it's like in Western New York. I'm guessing Kirsten's weather is probably not much better than mine because she's only about like an hour south. But it's been misting all day. And we had a beautiful, like when the kids had spring break, it was like 70s. And now the weather is like the highs are in the 50s and we have tons of rain. Like there's so much standing water. It's not even funny. What's up, Kat and John? How's it going tonight? Yeah, it's crazy. Like normally I have my beds amended by now, and usually Mother's Day weekend we go to the garden centers and I get a bunch of like flowers, or one year I got apple trees. Last year I think I got our rhododendrons, which are kind of pathetic looking, but they do have flowers. And this year it's like there's absolutely no way. May 1st I woke up and there was snow on the ground. Yeah, it's something. It's crazy. So kind of a bummer not having, I mean, I've mowed the garden, but that's about it. I haven't actually planted anything. Well, I shouldn't say that. I planted the poppies, like I said, thanks to Patty, and sugar snap peas, and I have kale that came back from last year because like when I weeded the garden, I left like, I guess, a stump of kale root and it resprouted. So I have kale in the garden and garlic, of course, but fall, spring is right. It's stinky. I hope it's warmer. I almost was headed to Connecticut, Bethany, Connecticut, I think. It's not a big state. It's got to be close to you somehow. But then it fell through. I was pig shopping today. You guys went from 40 degrees and then today was 80. That's crazy. Yeah, we had beautiful, like the beginning of April when the kids had off, like right around Easter. It was literally like 70, 80 degrees and sunny every day. And then since then it's been cold and rainy and snowy and so still wearing I got my mom flannel lined jeans and she's still wearing them to go walking. She's tiny, so she needs to, but it's too cold and it stinks. And I'm like so sleepy today. So I'm like, don't yawn, because I don't want to seem like I'm not excited to be hanging out with you guys. But it is just, I've been like all day because I've been stuck inside and I really don't want to be. But we have a lot of standing water, so we're having a hard time like rotating the animals around different pastures to keep them out of the standing water because it's awful for their feet. And especially the sheep, some of them have really sensitive feet. And so that's been the challenge now, is trying to move the fences around the giant puddles that are in the pastures and keep the animals grazing. The pigs are out on net, and the sheep are not on electronet yet because they're in, like today they mowed the backyard, the dog yard for me. But it's just been difficult. Hey, Chloe, either come here or go away. You can't be right there making noise, okay? Okay, love you. Oh God, Kirsten says she ran out of firewood. Yeah, I know our neighbors have been burning a fire because we can smell it in the morning. Like, what's up, Emma? Cinco de Mayo today. I bet you're having some exciting culinary experiences because you're an amazing cook. I hope you are. This is my second Zoom call of the evening, and I have one more at 7, so I have to dip out at like 6:59. I will have Old Reading Farm. Oh, this is my felting pen, and it's a normal thing for anyone that FaceTimes me. Like my dad and mom are used to seeing this in the middle of my screen, but I'm in the kitchen again. I'm not in the living room because, like I said, I have 3 meetings tonight, so my iPad is plugged in, and I've got like my tea and my my notepad and everything so that I can keep all my notes together for the evening's meetings. The first meeting I had was a farmer's market meeting, which the guidelines have not changed on at all. No, Devin, bad. The second meeting is, or this is my second meeting. And then I have 4-H fair meeting tonight, which I'm like, our lovely governor just posted yesterday that the buildings at State Fair in New York will be closed and there will be no competitions, which means there's no State Fair for us as far as 4-H goes. So that's pretty big letdown because we were told last month that there was in fact going to be a State Fair and the guidelines were going to be just different. And so we were super optimistic about that because the kids love State Fair. And then we learned today that the guidelines being different are like no competitions. So thank you, Michaela, for this lovely gift of a foam Easter egg that came off your toy. Oh, super sad. Very sad. So yeah. So we're not happy about that. I know other people are talking about going to other fairs in other states, which is, I guess, a possibility, but that's exactly what they are doing, Kirsten, is they're going to have the concerts and all the food vendors and all the things that bring tons of money to the state fair, but the animals and all the things that are really less of a risk because there's not crowds in the animal barns or tents. It's very spaced out. So Devin, would you like to wave hi?
Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? Lovely day we're having.
No, it's not.
No, it's very bad.
It's like Maidens of the Mist out there. You walk out and it's like.
Yeah, I go feed Blue, but it's pretty bad. Be safe out there, guys.
Emma, I'm probably ignorant in the whole. There's probably a reason for that. So if I offended you or said something wrong, I'm sorry. Exactly. So frustrating. I definitely over the whole thing. So that was the news last night, and then today we have a fair board meeting for our county fair, which I'm a big part of with the 4-H club, but it's not looking good anyway. So, you know, it's frustrating because the kids kind of were pumped and working with the animals again and trying to get the, you know, the plan together for showing at county and state fair, and now they've squashed it. So we're hoping that if our county fair doesn't go through, the next county over does own their fairgrounds and has buildings and everything, so our kids will be able to compete at the next county over. and 4-H shows, but it still doesn't change state fair won't happen. So better than nothing, especially since Michaela's a senior and this is her last year as a 4-H exhibitor. So that's kind of a bummer, but yeah, things are super locked down and we're mostly vaccinated. Like almost the whole state is vaccinated practically. So like, and if you don't, at this point, if you want to be vaccinated, you are. If you don't, then you're not. And like, let's move on with life. So yeah, we won't be going at all. It's pretty frustrating. Oops, almost hit the wrong button there. So yes, they brought the cookies in. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, that's good. I didn't know. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I didn't say something completely ignorant because that I do that unintentionally sometimes, and I certainly didn't know. So it is a total bummer, Dad. We're not pumped about it, but it is what happened. So it is where we are, and we will just. I don't know about Oneida Fair. I just talked to some ladies in Oneida County about that chick sale that I did last month. They were super helpful with that. So I don't know if I've ever been to Oneida Fair, but I'm gonna write it down and we'll look it up. I've sold some Ram Lambs this year to kids that are showing. They say, I mean, our county has been telling our kids that we're going to be showing, but I keep asking for a plan B and they keep saying we don't need one, which because their plan B will be a virtual fair, which, oh, I have been to Boonville Fair. I have been to Oneida Fair then in Boonville and they do have sheep. So that's an option. Lewis County is just closer to us than Oneida. So, but if it's reassuring, Kirsten, if you're saying that for sure Oneida County is moving forward with their county fair, because the call I had earlier today said that they are not aware of any other counties in New York that are for sure moving forward with their county fair. So I'm hoping it is definitely Cuomo who's making those calls. I mean, essentially, I don't know who else is behind it, but he's the one who has the final say. We are too. We have them out. The girls had lambs broke on halters before they were even weaned. So, I mean, we still have them out. We're still working with them. Chloe still has the Cooney Coon pigs. We don't show at county fairs, but they have breed specific Cooney Coon shows. And so Chloe's been working with Ivy. Ivy and Wilbur are our two registered pigs that are showable. So she's been working with Ivy. Wilbur, I will probably show, but those are all virtual, which is kind of a bummer in a sense, but it's the first year we're able to participate because normally we can't travel to like the West Coast where all these shows are often held. So now we can send in a video and participate. So it's kind of fun. It's better than nothing, but they rescheduled the concerts from last year. No Woodsman's, but they're having county fair. It's been on the radio. That's awesome. Well, that's good to know for my meeting later on because I believe Lewis County has been toting the same news and we're like on the line of Jefferson and Lewis County. So we could easily truck animals one way or the other and we'd be happy to do that still. So I am going to bring that up to my club members individually and say, because it's a commitment, like some of these people get animals just for the fair. Like obviously we raise them on our farm, but some families don't, and they have to, so then they have these animals and no fair to show them at, or no market auction or whatever. So it's a frustration, but hello, Rems Family Farm. How are you doing tonight? Thanks for being here. Yeah, I'm crossing fingers, but I'm not nearly as optimistic now that Cuomo's made that announcement. I feel like last week I was all like, oh yeah, we're going to move forward. We're going to do this. And then he made that announcement and now it just seems far-fetched. But I think at this point it is technically up to the counties. But at the same time, I think counties are hesitant to invest the money in making the reservations that are needed to be made to move forward with the county fair, because they're afraid that as soon as they do that, they're going to have to pull back and then be out the deposits again like last year. So it's a weird time, but they keep telling us we're going to have a county fair. We just don't know what it looks like. Well, hopefully it doesn't look like it did last year and be virtual, because the kids will be completely unmotivated. And I don't blame them. Like between school and everything else, everyone is so over the virtual stuff. So I'm hoping it gets better, but we will see. just have to play it by ear. It's out of my control, that's for sure. So one of the reasons I missed the last couple weeks of lives is because when the weather has stopped raining, I've had to be shearing sheep. We have 36, I think, ewes and 3 rams. So I finished the ewe flock yesterday. I only sheared part of my finger off once early on in shearing, and then my sister sent me some like Kevlar gloves. They feel like regular gloves, but they're supposed to be extra sturdy. So when I'm shearing, they are protective, kind of. I didn't test them out, but I didn't cut my finger off when I was wearing the gloves. So I don't know. You'd have to ask Matt or Chloe. Yeah, it's just not the same thing being virtual. So I hope not. But so hey, Auntie Weezer, I was just talking about the gloves you sent me for sharing. What is up, Thorhaven Farm? I hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, so it's just like, it's been a lot of work. I always shear the sheep that are the most tame in the beginning, and then by the time I get to the end of the flock, it's like the pains that are hardest to catch and not trained very well. And so I get very frustrated, and the last few sheep are always the hardest to shear. But I got all the ewes done. Now I just have the rams left, which I have to have a backup person with me to do because they're significantly larger than I am. So I'm going to hopefully get those finished this week sometime in the evenings when Matt's home or something. So hopefully that'll get done easily. That would be super fun. Make sure that you give me a heads up because sometimes it's just my dad here and I would kick myself if I missed you. So
Is your iPad charged?
no, I still need it. I have 2 more meetings tonight, bud.
Oh, no, you're good.
Chloe should have one. Did you look by the couch? Devin's looking for a charger. So I'm sorry. Nothing over there?
No,
I don't know.
I can't call Chloe because my phone's dead.
Yell up to Michaela and tell her to bring my charger down from the bathroom.
Michaela!
It takes me, okay, so the shearing part, like taking the actual wool off, takes me like 10 to 15 minutes, depending on, like some of the ewes have belly wool, some don't. Some of the ewes have like really woolly under chins, like Dina and all her offspring have like super thick wool under their chins. That kind of stuff takes me longer, but the getting them on the stand, because I shear on a stand, I don't like flip them like the people. I did a couple, but I didn't do a good job that way. And so I get them on the stand, shear them. That's usually done in 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how much belly wool and everything. And then I trim their feet and check if they need dewormer. Like, so we check their eyelids. It's called Fibonacci scoring. And if they need dewormer, then I treat them, mark it down in my book, and go from there. So it's not very long, but that's also stopping to like referee the kids who are fighting over the trampoline or something and like whatever. So, you know, it can be a job, but it's fun. And I'm just too cheap to pay. Like, there are people that have a shearer that come up here now. It's easier to find a shearer since I've been raising sheep, and they're very good, but it costs around $10 a head. And so I would be paying over $400 to get my flock shorn. Whereas I bought a pair of shears. I've had to send them in twice now for servicing. I haven't spent more than $200 on it. I think the first time it was under warranty. The second time I had to pay for it, but it was under $200 to get the shears repaired and get all my blades sharpened. And I sheared the whole flock myself. So it does take a lot of my time, but it also gives me a good chance to get my hands on every sheep and kind of give them a good look over and make sure, like, some of our girls are really struggling with parasites this year still. So, you know, just important for me to have my hands on them and make sure I'm taking good care of if they need deworming or whatever. So Auntie Weezer is searching for rabbit brushes. I know. Anybody have any intel on fiber rabbit brushes? Like all I can think of, Weezer, is like the little, like we use them for leg hair on the sheep, like the little cards, like a dog brush that looks like it has staples that are out. Does that make sense? I don't know what you call it, like a flicker brush. What do you call that, Dad? Is she getting more than one rabbit? Dad's saying rabbits. What's the story, Weezer? What is going on, Joyce? How are you doing tonight? I was telling Adrian I miss all of you guys. I'm doing well, although our weather is the pits. It is soggy up here and cold still. But otherwise doing well. And I'm just talking about how I just finished shearing all my sheep. So, yeah. A groomer brush, I don't think that's what you call it, Dad. It's like a flicker brush or something. And I feel like you can get them at Walmart. They make a plastic one too, but it's like there's a concave shape to it. I'm going to see if I can draw what I'm talking about. And it's got like little reverse staple. No, where are we at? Like little reverse staples like that, like a concave. I think it's like a flicker brush or something. Oh, I see. Hello, Full-Time Dream. How's it going tonight? I hope you guys are doing well. Full-Time Dream goes live after us as well. Crazy. Yeah, I'm just like, we're underwater here. There's so much. I mean, I have tile. My pastures, my acreage is all tiled, so it's like made to drain well, but there's still standing water in parts. So it's kind of slicker brush. Flicker, slicker. I was close. They have a closer bristle than you want to get at Walmart. What about, are there any rabbit supply companies that probably would have a better one? I would think. So, what's up, Ashley? How's it going? Tina Ladybug, hello. How are you doing tonight? I saw that you and Mark are not going to be live with us tonight and the Wednesday night crew because you have softball, which is fun. That you guys actually are having sports and doing things. That's great. New York is letting us do some sports, but we were just talking about how our county fair is probably not going to happen, and our state fair has already announced that they're not doing animal competitions. So I hope it's better than that where you are, Ashley, because I know you guys are into all that too. Oh, Full-Time Dream's not doing live either. See, that's what the last couple of weeks I've missed because I've been like shearing or like, I don't know. In New York, it's like when you have a nice day, you just soak in every second, and it seems like 6 o'clock is way too early. So, oh my gosh, of course it has, Ashley. Good luck with the goat in labor and the softball game all at the same time. That's what they do. They wait till you have plans, and they're like, it's a good time to have a baby right now. Hopefully she doesn't need help. I'm glad to hear that. That's awesome. I know my friend was talking about Minnesota State, like people are looking to travel to go to other state fairs because New York is not doing animals. So I'll go to Indiana State Fair, hang out with the goat people. That'd be fun. So that's it. We're shearing, finished shearing this week. I'll be glad for that because my back is killing me. The last 2 sheep I sheared were like the New Zealand style upside down shearing, and it was not pleasant. I'm not that strong. Those people are amazingly strong that do that all the time. You guys had your youth fair last year and you will again this year. That's amazing. That's wonderful. I mean, that's really what they're little for such a short time, and to take out 2 years worth of all these activities is such a shame. So your county has a fair. Yeah, ours is pretty not that great, but it's better than nothing. And like New York State Fair is really, really scuzzy, except in the youth, like the animal area. And then we love it. I mean, love State Fair. The people are really amazing. There's a lot of good educational experiences for the kids if you look for them that are like mostly free. So there's a lot of great opportunity, but we won't be going without, exhibiting there without the animal exhibits. Like we don't go to concerts, which is definitely more crowded to go to a concert than exhibit animals, but oh well, what are you gonna do? So what is awesome, Auntie Weezer? Missouri State Fair. I bet. Any state fair is better than New York this year, right? Oh, it's just disheartening. So, oh, also my peacocks have started laying. They laid 3 eggs. The first one we put under the duck. I don't know if you guys watch us on TikTok, but I made Devin, who just said hello a few minutes ago, put it under the duck because she was scary. I have not been able to candle that egg because she very rarely gets up. So I don't know if it's developing. She laid another egg in the goat pen that when I found it in the morning, it had a hole in it. So that was kiboshed. And then another egg, which I have saved for you, Kat. And I'm hoping to get at least 1 or 2 more this week so that I can send them your way. Yes, 4-H stuff is cool. Yeah, you guys are locked down even more than we are. So I guess I shouldn't complain, Thorhaven Farm, because I know up in Canada, you guys are super locked down. We've had ADGA shows happening and appraisals are happening this year, so we are stoked. It almost feels normal. I would love that. And I know the dairy cow people are having their shows. New York State is huge with dairy, and they have their own association, so they can afford to pay the insurance and have everything done. And like I said, the Cooney Coon Pig shows are virtual, which I think they've really adopted that because it's so breed specific and it's not like there's a bunch of Cooney Coon pigs in one area. So having the virtual thing really is a better way to do it so that everybody can participate, because sometimes they're in California. Well, not everybody can travel to California or wants to travel to California with their pigs. So this way we can do it virtually, and even though the assessments might not be as accurate as they would be if they had been in person, it's better than nothing. And Chloe gets to participate, and Ivy really is she basically is following the cameraman, which is me. So she's easy to show. Yeah, I don't know. I believe my friend has shown horses at Missouri State Fair before. So I think, and she's a draft horse person. I think she likes it there. So I don't know for sure, but yeah, I don't know. Normally, I don't think, well, we have shown at New Jersey State Fair before. They have a really big sheep show or turnout, like sheep turnout. So we have gone there before and enjoyed it. I have not heard if New Jersey is doing their state fairs or any of their fairs yet or not. We've gone to shows in Pennsylvania. Kyle is a big Keystone International Livestock Expo. We've gone to there and had a really good time. The shopping is amazing. They have tons of fun stuff, but I don't know. Biggie, we haven't shown, well, we showed at the, what do you call it? Northeast Youth Sheep Show, and they held that last year. So I'm assuming they will hold it again. Biggie is not happening as usual. Biggie is like the Massachusetts State Fair that my dad's referring to. And those fairgrounds are only 4 hours away from us in Massachusetts, but I don't know if the actual Biggie is doing their shows or if they're just doing youth shows maybe, but the Northeast Youth Sheep Show is probably happening. So if the kids wanted to go, I'd be happy to take them to that. There's an Empire Youth Sheep Show. They held their show last year. They will hold that again. So there's some shows that are happening that the kids could go to. It's just not like their 4-H club and their community. So yeah, that's it. I'm inside tonight too because it's raining. So, oh my goodness, I will stuff your faces with food. Yeah, I don't know if I've been to the fairgrounds during the actual Big E, to be honest with you. I know Michaela, my oldest daughter, has for FFA. I've been there several times for either the Northeast Youth Sheep Show or what do you call it? Dad and I go for a fiber festival. in the fall when they have it. And I think that's it. But it's not a bad drive. It's just 4 hours, so little day trip and totally worth it. Where I was trying to go to a place in Connecticut, but I think it was the same distance as you guys because I was like, oh, I could go get my piglet and bring them some eggs, but it was the piglet ended up having a disqualification, and so it didn't work out. But if you decide to go out for the Missouri Fair, you're welcome. Oh wow, that's crazy! I know Sedalia has a lot of sheep stuff that goes on there. They have like aside from the state fair, they also have like sheep shows in the spring and stuff. So definitely would have to visit. I don't know if you would want my crazy children all descending down on your house though, Emma. You'd probably be like, oh my God, too many crazy people. It's 4 hours from you guys. Wow, that's quite the distance. But there are definitely some people, like for us, we're lucky because New York State Fair is an hour away. So I literally will like put our sheep there and we drive back and forth every day to Syracuse. Sometimes 10 days in a row, depending on if the kids show up open and youth. And it's just easier for me that way to be able to manage the animals at home. But I you know, it's close for us, so we're lucky. I have not been to Erie County Fair, but one of our dairy court board members is from Erie County, and I've heard amazing things about it, and so it would definitely be a trip. Are you guys near there? Because I would love to go and we could visit.
Mom,
Yes, Eva.
I quietly go downstairs quickly before Devin came out of the man cave and saw me.
Okay, I do. Yep, Joyce.
Mom,
I share my
need the
own.
iPad.
I use Okay, go ask Daddy. I'll be right back.
Where is
I
Where's Devin?
in the man cave.
Where's Devin?
I don't know. Go look.
Okay.
I just used some shears from Premier One, the same place we get our Electronet, and they're really good at customer service and helping me so I shipped my shears out once this year. I had to have like a full motor replacement and a new power cord, and like they had been used for 7 years and they just needed some service. So they did that for me, and it was much cheaper than it was like under $200 because getting a new set would cost me a little over $400 with the blades and everything. And they're just, so I got them back and I was like, I set them up and went to go shear, and it was like the power would come on, but it was like and the shear, like the blades, the combs and cutters were not moving the way they were supposed to. So then I tried again, and finally I
Devin's in there.
contacted the company.
Right in there.
Okay, go play, Eva Rosie.
No. How can I have iPad?
I'm sorry, you guys. I have to get her an eye drop really quick because her eye is itchy. So, 1 second. Elevator music, really quickly. Okay, come here. Here.
No.
Okay.
No.
This is an eye drop. Come on, I gotta go. I'm on the line. Okay, blink it in. Blink, blink, blink. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. I'm back. Da, da, da. So they fixed it, and it was, so I emailed them and was like, okay, I just got these back and they're still not working. And he was like, adjust the combs and cutters. And he like was talking to me about the placement. And I was like, oh, duh. Like something that you forget, because usually when I set up my combs and cutters, I don't, then they're there for the year. And it's not something I do on a regular basis. So I had set the shears up wrong and thought they were broken again. They weren't. It was operator error. My bad.
Could I
So
watch the ball games?
thank you. I had this made on Spreadshirt. And
Mom, one more question. Could I watch the ball games?
I'm turning it on, honey. You have to be quiet, please. I have so many people in this house right now, but none of them can entertain Eva. 20 minutes. The barns are amazing for the animals. I would love to see it. It sounds amazing. I know
Nope.
they have a phenomenal market auction. So I know when we were setting ours up, we were kind of referring to some of the protocol they use.
Don't see it.
Eva, honey, you just got to be quiet, okay? So we were referring to like the protocol and stuff they use for their market auction, and they were kind of helping us out when we were starting to get set up, but all for nothing at this point. So
Wait, I saw it.
I had my sweatshirt made at Spreadshirt. So Adrian was on here earlier, and Farmstead Smith is her channel name, and then she has, I think, Adrian Rose is her channel that talks more about like YouTube-y stuff, and she had a whole video on setting up a Spreadshirt account, and that's who made the t-shirt. And then I had some t-shirts that Ashley designed for me too, and that's all from Spreadshirt. So I like them. They're better quality than Teespring, but I think they are a little bit more expensive, but that, you get what you pay for. So that makes total sense, at least. So yeah, that's where we're at. My piglets are a very chunky 1 month old now. The 3 boy piglets that Hermione had. Willow has been bred twice now, which means that she didn't take when she got bred for the July litter. So now she's looking like August. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that she doesn't come back in the heat and that she actually took this time, because she is Maple's mom and she had some phenomenal piglets her first litter. So I'm really hoping to get more. But I think that we are going to be shifting more towards the registered Kuni Coons, which may be a mistake. It may not. I think as far as like marketability, the unregistered pigs at the lower price point are easier to sell. But as far as what we want to do with our pigs on the farm, it is kind of the direction we want to go, to have registered pigs. So there's a lot of people that mix them with like American guinea hogs and mini pigs, which is not a bad thing essentially. But then when they try to sell them as pure Kuni Coons, that's a bad thing, because then people think, whatever. So that's okay. Emma, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. So that's where we're at. The piglets that we had were all boys anyway, so those are all going to be sold. They've all had reservations on them since like right after they were born, and Ivy and Maple won't have their litters until next year. So we like to wait till they're a year old to breed them, but they both turn a year old in the fall. So I don't want to have piglets in the winter here. It's too cold. So we're going to wait and breed them for piglets like this time next year. So that's kind of crazy to think about, but they're having a lot of fun in their own pen right now. Wilbur is with Willow, my other adult female, and then Maple and Ivy are like my teenage piglets, and they have their own pasture to themselves. So they're enjoying their space, and they have all learned about electric fence now, or Electronet, one or the other. So they're able to go on bigger areas because they were only in hog panels before. So to be able to utilize more of the property, we will rotate them on electric fence or Electronet. So they're learning that, and it's working out. But that's what's up with the pigs. I think eventually we are going to sell the 2 adult sows that we have that are unregistered and just focus on the registered stock, except for Maple, who's not registered, can't be registered because her mom's not. She won't go anywhere because she is a doll and I love her. So she will stay. But not that the other 2 aren't friendly. They're just not quite as like personable. Maple is just like a complete teddy bear pig. I love her to death. So that's what's up with that. We have, like I said, I had the farmers market meeting before this. The farmers markets are still operating under the same guidelines that New York State had in place last year, which means I get to put either clear plastic up in front of my booth or a second set of tables. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. They both would cost me about the same amount of money if I bought another set of tables, or the clear plastic thing that goes up is like $85. So I don't know, Kirsten, did you check that out in Oneida County for what the regulations were for your farmers market? We just had our meeting tonight. So they went over and said, regulations are still the same. We have to wear a mask even if we're vaccinated, even though CDC put out that we don't have to wear a mask if we're vaccinated. They're still requiring it at the farmers market, which means super fun all day mask wearing. And even though we're outside. But anyway, and then we have to keep our products away from people touching them, and they recommend either a second set of tables or a sneeze guard. So that's where we're at with that. But I am excited to get back into the market. We should have our first lamb processed May 17th, so I should have meat in time for the first farmers markets. And the farm stand has been open. I opened it up the 17th of April, thinking that, you know, during spring break, our weather was so beautiful, it would be nice weather. Well, yeah, there's been days where I have not manned the farm stand. I usually have self-serve during the week, and then I man the stand on the weekends just to like be there and interact with customers or whatever. There's been weekend days where I just left it self-serve because there was snow on the ground. So I didn't want to be sitting. We have like buddy heaters like you would for ice fishing, like the little space heaters, but we don't have like actual heat or insulation in the farm stand. So I did not want to sit there and freeze my buns off. So I did a couple self-serve days, but thanks for being here, Full-Time Dream. I appreciate it. Farmers market starts on May 26th, I think. I know. Exactly. I was at Aldi's the other day, and I mean, I wash all my produce, right? Like in the sink, whatever. But I was looking at some apples, and they didn't look very good. But I mean, looking at them with my eyes, right? Like they were in bags, and I kind of just was looking in the apples, and they looked like most of them were bruised or whatever. So I walked away and turned around to look at some other produce, and the lady behind me was literally like manhandling the apples and like licking them all over like this, and then she'd pick another one up, and I was like, oh my god, that's gross. I mean, not that the lady was gross, but just the fact that she was manhandling all these apples and putting them back in the bag. Like, I don't know, like if you're gonna buy it, okay, but if you're unsure, like don't be touching them all. That's gross. Or buy the ones that are in the clear bags so you can see. I guess from now on, that's what I'll be doing, is the ones that are completely bagged up, because the ones that were like the Snapdragon apples that I like were in like a white paper bag, and the lady was just like touching them all, and I was like, never again will I buy those apples, even though I wash them. Gross. So yeah, people can walk through Walmart or Aldi's and manhandle all the things without any repercussions, but we have to have our booth set up in a way that people can't touch anything, which makes it a little more difficult to display the items, right? Like, so either you're setting up a table in front of your table with all your displayed items, so you have a blank table in front, which is what I did last year, or you're putting a clear plastic sheet up like across the front of your tent. So then, like, when you have items displayed vertically and everything, people can see them still, but then you have to like scooch them under the plastic, which would be particularly difficult for me because we do meat sales and we have a big cooler. And I guess I could show them through the clear plastic. It would just be an adjustment. I don't know. We'll have to see which way we go with that. But at this point, I'm not really sure if I want to try to fiddle with clear plastic or more tables. Obviously, the tables are heavier to carry and set up, so maybe the clear plastic is a better way to go, but I don't know. I don't know at this point. So that's where I'm at with that. We will figure it out. And on the topic of the farm stand, we had a funny situation today. So I often will shoot a quick live video on my Facebook. The farm has lots of Facebook followers. We've had the farm Facebook page for almost the entire time we've had the farm, I think. So there's like thousands of followers on our Facebook page. So I will often go live from the farm stand just to show people what's in there, because I bring new products in. Some products obviously leave. And I went live this morning on Facebook, and I was on my way out to Tractor Supply to pick up some pig food. So my truck was parked next to the farm stand with the two little girls in it. And so I was shooting the live video and talking and walking around. And as I got close to my truck, my audio switched to the truck speakers, like the car phone. and was picking up the sound from the girls. So my live video is a little bit of me talking, and then all you hear is Chloe and Eva singing Katy Perry in the car
They
together.
gave us all cookies.
So that was pretty exciting. But we have quite the same. I didn't take the video down because I thought it was fun. So whatever. I showed Chloe though because she thought it was great. I was like, well, I guess now I know that if I'm doing a live, not to run it when the car is running parked next to the farm stand. So my bad. It is a pain, but I'm just glad that we're able to do it. Like, I'd rather jump through hoops at the farmer's market or at the fair and do it than tell them, like, you can't do it at all. It's better than nothing. Yeah, I know Ashley said that they dropped the mask mandate in Indiana in April. A lot of states are not requiring that. And, like, they even brought it up at the market meeting tonight that CDC is now saying that if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. But the Farmers Market Federation is still requiring people to wear masks in farmers markets. So it's like a conflict of regulations, and they still want vendors to wear masks, and they still want vendors to display the signs that ask patrons to wear masks. But CDC is saying you don't have to if you've been vaccinated. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I'm just going to follow the rules and smile and nod and move on. Not that anybody will see me smiling and nodding because I'll be wearing a mask, but life goes on. So I don't love it. And I know a lot of people have big opinions about the masks, but my opinion is that I'd rather be able to do stuff with a mask on than not do it at all. So we're just going to go with the rules and just go with it. So that's where we're at with that. I don't know what this next meeting is going to bring. I really don't even want to go to it because I feel like they're just going to tell us the same, oh, we're going to have a county fair. We just don't know what it looks like. So they're not requiring masks anywhere else, but you have to wear one at kindergarten graduation. That seems, are they making the kids still wear masks in school? Our kids are still required to wear masks in school. So Michaela's the only one that goes to actual school right now, but I don't make Chloe wear a mask at homeschool, although sometimes I should because it maybe would make her quiet. So the kids aren't wearing masks in school even. That's what you're saying? That's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy, but it's interesting to think. So are they having you wear masks in Missouri and other states? Are your kids? Oh, I see. The kids do wear masks this year, but they're saying they don't have to next year. Well, I don't know what's going to happen here. They're saying, so I talked to the school a couple weeks ago because Eva is of age to go to kindergarten, and I, wanted her to be on the list for the kindergarten evaluation, and talked about Chloe coming back and just said, are you guys going to be going back to regular school, like 5 days a week school? Because part of Chloe's dislike with the COVID school was that all the Zoom classes and everything she didn't love. And they said, yes, that we're optimistic we'll be back at full capacity next year. So I don't know if that means full capacity, but everybody has to wear a mask all day still. I feel like New York is never going to let go of the mask mandate, but who knows? So we shall see. But I have to sign off a few minutes early tonight because, like I said, I have another meeting at 7 o'clock about our county fair, and I have to get together and be prepared for that meeting. So I just wanted to pop on a little bit tonight and say hi to everybody, and I miss you, and I'm sorry I'm not active in your lives and on your comments and everything. It's not because I don't love you. It's just because I've been shearing sheep and outside as much as possible. So I will catch up with all of you guys very soon. Make sure that you go hang out with Kat and John at Old Reading Farm. They are live after me. Ashley and Mark are not live tonight. They're at a softball field, which is great. And Full Time Dream is not live either. So go hang out with Kat and John and check out what their emus are doing. I know I will be playing them on my phone while I'm in my meeting and probably paying more attention to them because I don't want to hear what the meeting has to say. So So I hope you guys all have a great night, and I will hopefully catch up with you next week or soon. I have a video that's supposed to come out soon, so that'll kind of show you the piglets and all the updates and everything like that. So have a great rest of your night, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me.